Well, healthcare in Menard is a struggle. I'm a nurse practitioner, been here since 2012. I'm here 4 days a week without any physician supervision in-house. So my supervising physician is anywhere from 22 to 32 miles away, which is new. I'm used to being in a healthcare system where there's a doctor across the hall. So that's a little different. You wear a lot of hats. You know, I do a lot of phone follow-up myself. I've gone and bought groceries for people that, you know, we find out they don't have any food, you know, everything. And you have to be, I think, more involved. It's not a matter of you come in, I examine you, you get a diagnosis, I give you a prescription and you leave. It's very much more personal than that. You know, yesterday I saw a young man, and before they left, we had talked about every family member. So because they do feel comfortable, they know I won't say to them, well, you need to make an appointment. You know, they know that I'll help them any way I can. It is very rewarding because every day is a challenge. We make a lot of phone calls, lots of follow-ups. We give a lot of handouts, and you might have to give the same diabetic teaching on how to check your blood sugar 2 or 3 times. But, you know, we have that connection with our hometown people that they're not afraid to come and ask and say, you know, you told me last week, I really don't understand. They'll come and knock on my door. You have to be involved with them. You have to give time to them and encourage them to come back for more information. I think education is a real problem in Menard. They do not have a school nurse in Menard. They have someone that's at the superintendent's office that takes care of immunizations as far as record keeping, and then we kind of help her make sure that the child has everything. I do think they do some vision and hearing screening because I get some referrals from that where I have to send them to West Texas Rehab. But other than that, the whole school nurse being there, they don't have that, no. Education as far as nutrition, common illnesses like diabetes, hypertension are not well known. They don't even know basic things that some of us might take for granted. When you find and diagnose diabetes or hypertension, you have to really start from the basics and go up, including nutrition and medication compliance, labs that are needed. You know, some people are under the impression that I'm going to cure their hypertension so they can take the medicine for 6 months and then they can stop it, and then I see them back and they haven't had medication in about 6 months because, well, my blood pressure was better, so I stopped it because, you know, you made me better. I do think it should. I think it's good for exposure to get people into healthcare, also to get children interested in chronic diseases, acute diseases, all those things, immunizations, why they're getting these shots to go to school. Nutrition is really a big thing. You know, I have some Medicaid children that are not familiar with what a carbohydrate is or the difference between a fruit and a vegetable or how many servings they should have every day. So I think education at a young age for the population in Menard County is very important because then you have an adult that has some knowledge. A lot of the students in Menard, they might be the first child in their family to even attempt to go to college. I was the only one in my family to get a college degree, so it's not something that mom or dad or aunt or grandparents can help you with because they don't have experience in it either, so they need some outside assistance to help them. And I think to encourage them, because there is not a lot of exposure to healthcare within our community. This clinic is it. You know, we have one veterinarian and me, so there's not a lot of exposure, there's not a hospital, there's not those things, so they don't have that exposure to trickle that interest into, you know, going into healthcare. And I think that is so important because Menard is such a poor community. Scholarships are really important. There were a couple in the graduating class this year that are going into nursing, but are from low-income families, and they do need help getting those scholarships and being able to pay for their education. And then hopefully they come back to these smaller communities. You know, I'm from Menard, so I came home, and a lot of times I don't have to ask family history. I know their family history because I know their family. So it is, you know, it would be good to know that maybe someday they would come back and give to the community. Tech approached us at one time to have some students down here. In my last practice, we had tech students. And I think it would be good for those organizations to come to small town and see what small town medicine's like. You know, for someone who really likes to be independent, you know, it's a good fit for those people because you're the whole rodeo. You know, some of the students that I was involved with at my last practice, several told me, I really think I would like to be in a rural place, you know, because it is so unique. It's like no other. I mean, you have to be very independent. I do wish we had some interaction with those to get the feel for rural health. We have people that come by, some behavioral health services and nursing home services, home health services, but you know, we might see them one time and then we don't see them again. So we don't know, are they still in business? Are they just not coming to our area anymore? Or, yeah, it is real hard. It is because you're not sure, are they going to be there next week? Are they going to, you know, get someone involved in something? And the distance thing is hard. You have to have that familiar face and that, you know, someone that they can call you by name and they know where you are and that you're going to be available to them.